world has changed. America has changed. If something were to happen tomorrow, how self-sufficient would you be? Could you grow your own food? Could you sustain your own livestock? Could you survive? This is the We Grow Our Show with Nick and Don. Nick and Don talk about everything from politics to planting. They cover techniques, methods, and tips on how to not only survive, but thrive. Visit the website at WeGrowOurs.com. Lock and load. This is the We Grow Our Show. Get your grow on.
Welcome back to the We Grow Our Show, our weekly podcast that is anything but weekly.
No, it's not. It's weekly.
I'm saying in strength, dude.
Oh.
I almost called you a D-bag on the air.
I hold the edit button.
Oh, okay. Insert awesome here. Hey, just heard this medical discovery. Women who put on a little weight live longer than the man that points it out. Speaking of women, we have two gorgeous females in the room with us. Hopefully our wives don't find out. Oh, wait, they are our wives. Hello, ladies. Hello, girls.
Hello.
We've got Sheree and Angie. The peanut gallery?
The peanut gallery.
Okay. So if you hear laughing and it sounds kind of feminine, no, it's not Nick. And it's not Don.
Nope. We already established the wee-wee thing, so we're good.
Oh, God. That was an allusion back to the Mombies episode. That's when right. Both Nick and Don were a little scared. No? You guys didn't?
I love that they listen to our show.
Yeah. These are very supportive women. I think it wasn't until last month that Sheree actually listened to an episode of the podcast.
We're moving up in the world.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, so this week we're going to talk about what aired last night, which will be last week for you people listening, Thursday night. Sorry, I'm a little off my game today.
So we're going to talk about the Doomsday Prepper. Mm. We're going to talk about all the fun that we had filming it.
Yep.
And maybe, if we can, some of the drama around filming it. And then we're going to talk about the feedback that we have about the show.
Okay.
Because I've got some things to say to Doomsday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, on that note.
Yeah. So Angie and Sheree, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for coming back to the Situation Room. We didn't scare you off too bad last time.
We've been married to you far too long for you to scare us.
It takes much more than that.
I can't hear you.
I said it takes a lot more than that.
There you go.
Oh. Words you've probably heard before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. So they came out. When did they do the filming?
Oh gosh, what was it? End of April? No, middle of April. It was right after our Homestead conference.
Right.
Like the weekend after.
The weekend after the Homestead conference.
And I had no time to get ready whatsoever. There was a show on preparedness, and of course I wasn't ready.
So why did you agree to do this?
I wanted to get my name out to the rest of the world.
So you wanted everybody to know who Nick Klein was?
Well, no, I wanted Hostile Hair to be shown. I wanted people to know that rabbits are a good source of food, that rabbits are easy to raise, and that they could call me for advice, take my classes, buy my cages, and so on and so forth.
So
I'm a greedy capitalist. I got to admit that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this was about education.
Exactly.
I mean, the whole point of the whole season, they said before when they came out to film, was that this was going to be educational based. So
I'll take you through the rundown a little bit.
Yeah.
I get the phone call. Hi, I'm so-and-so with Doomsday Preppers. I'm like, okay, you sound like you're 12, which is a sign of me getting older. But anyway, she said, we'd like to have you on the show. We'd like to film you. And my first reaction was, I was honored and completely mad that I had reached the level of crazy that Doomsday Preppers was calling me to have me on the show. I had to rethink a few of my life's decisions. But I said, listen, lady, I ain't your level of crazy. And she's like, no, we're going educational based this season. I was like, oh, okay, educational. Well, I don't got much of an education neither. But, no, we talked for a little while, and she said, well, it's educational based, and what are some of your preps? She said, why are you prepping? Well, if I lose my job tomorrow, I want to be able to feed my family until I can get another one or get stable one way or another. She said, oh, okay, so an economic collapse, that sounds about right. Well, that's a bit of a stretch from losing your job, but yeah, we'll say my own personal economic collapse. And she's like, oh, okay, moving on. What are some of your preps? Well, I raise my own food. I'm pretty good with biofuels, been playing around with biofuels. Oh, really? What do you have? Alcohol, gasification. And I explained that, anything containing hydrocarbons can be used as a fuel if you do it right. Well, that conversation led into weaponization of biofuels. And so
You're boring the women. They just yawned.
It was an accident.
Both of them.
No, you were an accident.
Oh.
Wow.
Says your father.
I'm my
Just
dad's
kidding.
favorite, by the way.
Oh, well,
That's what he tells her.
that's while you were helping him pour concrete and stuff.
True.
Sheree, you're my favorite right now. Anyway, where was I? Boring the women. Story of my life. Biofuels. Anyways, we talked about weaponizing the biofuels, and yeah, so that's when the rabbit poop powered flamethrower idea came out. We wanted to show off that these hydrocarbons can be burned, can be used for fuel. So what better way to show than a flamethrower, right?
Yeah.
And I had the realization then, she's not exactly educational based anymore.
So, fast forward, they come out, fly a crew out,
Yep.
come over to your house.
Yes.
Sheree, what happened?
Funny you should ask.
Because this is where the fun begins.
Mm-hmm.
Are we at that drama section yet? Because that's what happened.
I just want to skip right to that. So, yeah, we're there.
He always loves drama.
So Nick told me he was doing Doomsday Preppers, and I told him that I had some requirements for them to come film at our house. And
The word is stipulations.
yeah, same thing. And so he told me that they were coming. I told him that we weren't ready. He told me they were coming regardless. So I told him, well, then you've got a lot of work to do. And
Well, no, wait a minute. So the dates changed a little bit. They came out in August.
No, in April.
Yeah. And they weren't supposed to actually come that soon, right?
No, they were supposed to come like at the end of May.
Yeah, so
Or
things
later.
got pushed up is kind of what happened with that, right?
yeah, I guess I didn't know much about the dates. He didn't tell me till they were on the airplane on their way here.
No, we talked. Okay, we talked about it back when she called in like February, and they set up for the end of May. Then everything changed, like 3 weeks out, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna go ahead and come on out anyways, even though you're not ready. But, anyways, continue with the mail bashing.
Well, we'll just say that our house and our yard required some work to be presentable in my eyes. And so the night before the show, I stayed up all night, and made sure that everything on the inside was good. And the next morning I woke up and asked Nick how his portion of the project was coming, because they were due to be at our door any minute. And he paused, and I thought, that can't be good. So I thought I probably should take a look for myself. That wasn't good either. and so then they're due to be at our doorstep, and we'll just say I wasn't too pleased about where we sat. And I told Nick when they were originally coming that I didn't want to be filmed because I get uber embarrassed. And yet here I am again.
You're not being filmed. Nobody can see you.
It's a good
married
thing.
him. You have to get used to being embarrassed if you're around him.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Well, I was, mortified as they walked up, and of course, Nick and the producer start talking, and I thought, well, this can't be good. And so I went to run a few errands and came back, and I told Nick, I talked to the Nick and I talked to the producer, and I laid out my concerns that I had with the filming and where it was taking place and me being part of it. And the producer basically told me that if I was not in for being filmed, and if we couldn't film in that spot, they were packing their bags and walking out the door at that minute. And so I was between a rock and a hard spot because I knew how bad Nick wanted it, and I knew how bad I didn't. And so we talked a little bit, and we talked to the producer for a while, and with Nick there, and we found some ways to make it work.
She makes it sound like it was so calm.
Yeah, there was a lot more screaming and pulling of hair and gnashing of teeth. I think how that goes. In fact,
my memory doesn't remember that part.
Oh, I remember there was about to be paperwork involved as part of it.
I was going to say, I heard some more tantalizing and definitely more dramatic versions than what I just heard now.
Always telling the truth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Always telling the truth. I stretch it a little bit, play with it, mold it. No, just kidding.
Well, we'll just say it wasn't one of my more proud moments in my life, the way I handled the situation.
Yeah, I believe the phrase was, well, I'll just bring it right out there. I didn't want to be famous. That was the one that got me. And of course, me being the sensitive husband that I am, I followed that up with, "Oh, honey, I'll get you a bodyguard so you can walk through Target unadulterated."
And I followed it up with, "You probably need to get yourself a bodyguard."
That's kind of how I remember it.
Yeah, okay, that was the good banter. A little volley there.
So, no backyard. I mean, the backyard was the issue. And that was entirely Nick's fault.
The backyard and the garage. He informed me that they were going to be filming in both areas, and I thought, well, the garage is a lawsuit waiting to happen if they can get in there, and the backyard is a fine around the corner.
Yeah, the HOA wouldn't be real happy if they saw my backyard.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, I see it differently. Like, looking at the backyard, I was like, yeah, everything's picked up. It's in its place. It looks good. She sees, hey, look, there's a stack of rabbit cages. Hey, look, there's a stack of wood. There's 2 totes filled full of turtles and, like, all of this stuff that doesn't look like a normal backyard.
Well, and that brings up, I mean, you didn't want to show all your preps either.
That's true.
I mean, so I know that had to be part of it. I mean, you don't want them running around your house with cameras showing where, you hold certain things.
Oh, one of my favorites is like, oh, why don't we get all your guns out here? I'm like, no. Well, why not? Because I don't want you to see all my guns. I'll show you too.
You'd think they'd be used to that, being that they deal with preppers.
I think, and he was, because he let it go after that, but...
So the producers were nice. I mean, from what I met of them, they were nice, but they definitely wanted to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. They're kind of control freaks.
Yeah, so you let them film in your house.
Yes, they did.
Well, the house was perfection.
It was cooked to perfection.
So if you saw the show, that was awesome.
And we even got a shot in the backyard of little Miss Prepper over here, cutting and gutting a rabbit. Oh my gosh.
That was part of the bargaining chips.
That was so good. That was like the best part to me of the show, was watching you with...
I love the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulls her hands up. They're just covered in blood.
Which is not typical of cleaning a rabbit.
No, it's not.
Well, I like to do things a little more on the dramatic side.
Yeah,
they have to be perfect.
Perfection.
To show that rabbit who was boss.
We were all good until she had a straight blade razor held up singing, "My Only Friend."
So that was, I mean, in reality, that was the first rabbit you processed, right?
Yes, it was.
You did that on the show, for the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was real.
Mm-hmm.
What else was real?
Well, my name.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Sorry to let the cat out of the bag here. The flamethrower is not a handheld flamethrower is not good means of defense. There, I said it. My whole point in building the flamethrower was not to say, oh, it's a defense weapon or whatever. I wanted to tell them, oh, this is to show the BTU value of fuel, of rabbit poop as a fuel. They weren't having any of that.
Right.
So instead of me sounding like I knew what I was talking about and making biofuels, they're like, yeah, we're going to shoot this off the front porch, and it's going to be like people will refrain from coming up when they see the fireball. Well, yeah, I can play that role too pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why I grew the beard out. But that was kind of a letdown, because that, and I built a gasifier for...
Yeah, so as we go along, they come over to our house.
Uh-huh.
So, Angie and I got to meet them. Angie, you got out of it. I mean, they filmed a whole bunch of you doing... What did you...
I'm glad that I got out of it, because they said, let's look at the chickens, and I didn't realize he had a camera at me, and I'm like, hey, chickie, 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 and all the chickens come running, and I look at the camera, and I must have been like tomato red, so glad.
So we gave them a tour of the farm, and then we started working on our aeroponics. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, as I posted on all of the aquaponics boards I own, do not just go put rabbit poop in your aquaponics systems. That's not what we were doing.
No.
It's not good for the system. Because I knew there was a lot of flack coming back on me with, all of a sudden, I would just put rabbit poop in my system. I'll use it as media, all that.
Is that what they were saying? Did you get lit up?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's funny.
But so we did, a lot of the filming over at our house because we have a little bit more area. And you bring over a gasifier. Mm-hmm. And how long did we work on that thing?
6 hours?
Oh, at least.
Yeah, it was a really long time. We tried getting it started up to run an engine, and it was pretty cool. There was a couple of shots that they actually put online of the manure being gasified and producing a flame.
Right.
But none of it made the show.
Which,
$800 into parts, materials, and the generator, all of those things, and nothing. Didn't even make it on TV.
And the other thing, the name never made it on.
Yeah.
And Hostile Hair never made it
once.
On. Which was, to me, the whole thing was the story. And if you know Nick, if you've listened to the podcast, you know the story that he preps with the idea of if he loses his job, and he's also building a business out of rabbits. Mm-hmm. And, they didn't go into that. They didn't go much. And I know that you did at least 10 different takes on rabbit math.
Yeah.
Oh, while you were over there with the rabbits, telling them, okay, this is how they breed. This is how you breed them. These are the days in between. The 1 + 1 = 64 babies a year. And you went through that whole thing. I didn't see any of that on the show.
No, nothing that made, and that was another thing, is they made me dumb down my statements so much. The word hydrocarbon, just take a mental note of everybody listening. Who knows what a hydrocarbon is? Anyone? Well, chances are 98% of you have heard the term hydrocarbon and can understand it's a fuel of some sorts.
Right.
Whether it's a carbohydrate, hydrocarbon, it's something that burns. It's got hydrogen and carbon in it. It's not that hard to understand. I couldn't say that. I had to say pulverized poop.
Well, they tried to get me to say I was surfing the internet on rabbit poop power.
Yeah.
And, it was like, no.
Yep. And so when you're watching the show, I feel bad for other people that have been on the show, too, because I thought they were retarded. Well, now I've got a little bit of sight into it.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably not as crazy as they made them out to be.
Absolutely. No, it was a good show, though. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed, a lot of it. You got a lot of good feedback on the Doomsday Prepper Facebook thing. Mm-hmm. You got some bad feedback. You got some good feedback.
Well, there's always trolls. There's some dude out there that is just...
Oh, the eating Homo sapiens.
Oh, yeah, he was good. Yeah.
It's just an idiot,
Well, and that's all that they're doing. It's like, I don't have a job, so I'm just going to go ahead and stay on Facebook and piss people off.
Yeah. Now, Angie, what was your favorite part?
Of the show, or of getting to watch everyone do their thing?
Oh, the whole thing, the show. I know you had a favorite part of the show, so. Because you made me rewind it like 3 times.
when they show Nick standing in the greenhouse, and I look over and the bunnies are like getting it on. There's like rabbit porn going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the bunnies.
We rewound it quite a few times at our house, too. Not gonna lie. On Nick's request, though.
Well, and it's even kind of funnier because I think those were both males.
Yeah.
We didn't put female in there. I think there were two males going at it, so.
They were trying to give the other one a piggyback ride, and it kept falling off.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm going to put the clip on your YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I'll put the post to that video clip on We Grow Ours in the show notes so you guys can search through there and find the...
Rabbit porn?
just the right time.
What's that banging noise in the background?
Remember, it only takes about 2 seconds, so don't blink. You might miss it.
I was going to say that's the rabbit power generator.
Nice.
No.
Oh, what do you follow that up with?
I have no idea.
Oh,
So what was, both of you guys, what did you think? I mean, the show, what else do you have on that? You can't nod on the
I thought it was neat
radio.
watching the behind the scenes and everything that they were doing, and even if at sometimes it almost seemed like they were trying to make Nick look kind of, stupid, it was just neat to see how the interactions and inner workings of it all was, and to get to watch that, and the 50 million takes it took for your action shot.
yeah. Oh, my
With
gosh.
the bunnies in the
That
background.
was the hero shot.
The hero
with
shot,
the bunnies in
sorry.
the background and you holding the two guns.
Ugh. Let me apologize to every gun expert out there that watched me holding two weapons and said, "That's not tactically sound." I know. That's reality TV minus the reality.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the methane.
Oh.
I want to touch on the methane. I've still got a barrel in my backyard, by the way, filled full of crap and water. It's almost dried up now, but it's still there. And I did light it, and the methane did work, and it lit. Mm-hmm. So 3 days of methane, and you pumped it into that LP tank for your rabbit flamethrower.
Yeah,
So-
that was,
Fake. Well, but it does work.
it does work. That was some Hollywood TV magic, whatever.
Yeah, because, like when you hook the hose up to the little pump. The
there
fact
was
that
there was
no
nothing
connection
there. It was just like, I don't know. They told me, well, just make it look real. I'm like, well, it's not real because you need a higher compression pump. You need a cooling chamber for the methane to really compress it down to a liquid, almost propane style. There's a few things that you need to do, which are doable. You can prep that way. You can prep. You can use the fuel at ambient temperature and pressure as well.
Right.
Basically, if you saw the clip, the 30-gallon barrel inside of the white 55-gallon drum would rise up after the poop was digested by the bacteria, causing methane to rise up.
Which it did.
And it did do that. It didn't do it in the 3 hours it took to build everything.
Right.
That was Hollywood movie magic.
So it took about 2 weeks or so, I think, for it to move
Did it
about
really?
a foot.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I was getting better action than that, but then again, I was using fresh rabbit manure.
Yeah, and what you
And a
used at
lot
our
more of
place
it.
was all dry,
Mm-hmm.
and it was mixed with dirt. So there's a lot of dirt in there, too.
That's
So, yeah.
A little bit diluted.
But I also hadn't sealed the top real well. So a lot of it may have come out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because that should have, in about 3 days is what it's supposed to.
yeah,
Roughly.
what I don't want is people to go out and hook up a compressor and start filling their LP tank with methane that they think they created out of rabbit poop. And why would somebody maybe not want to do that without knowing exactly what they're doing?
Well, if you get oxygen mixed in with your LP or your methane, congratulations, you have a bomb.
That's right. You have a big bomb.
Yeah, high compression bomb.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
So during the filming, when we were working on the gasifier, do you guys remember? What are you laughing at? They're over here cracking up.
Should we tell them?
You guys are just awesome.
Yeah, you're just a bomb diggity.
Bomb diggity.
Wow.
Really?
I don't even know where to go with that.
Isn't that like 1998 over there?
So during the when we were working on the gasifier, we were getting a little frustrated. I think the ladies were out there. Do you remember what Nick and I were going to do with the propane and the gasifier? We
They
kind of
weren't paying
hooked up.
attention
No,
then either.
apparently not. We kind of hooked up the propane to the other side of the gasifier to run propane through the hose to the generator so we could get it started because we were having some problems with it. And then somebody pointed out that you might not want to do that because you're running it through a gasifier.
Yeah, I guess there's open flame in there.
We were all set to do it. I mean, I had the, and I was holding it too. I had the propane torch up against it, like ready to turn it on. And the guy, I think it was a producer. I thought it was one of you guys. Were like, you might not want to do that.
I remember
Was that
these
when we
now.
were sitting there going, that's not going to end well?
My life insurance doesn't cover that.
He doesn't have a big enough life insurance policy for this.
Would have made great TV, though.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't show you cutting your finger because you had a little itty bitty sliver on your finger that when they were filming, they made a huge deal out of filming.
Oh, yeah, it was like...
Oh, can you act like that hurt a lot? Like it almost took the tip of your finger off?
Yeah. I'm fired.
Wasn't that supposed to vibrate?
It was. It is.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Okay.
So what else was what else?
I liked the part where you were like almost smoking your neighbors out when you were trying to use that poor gasifier. I felt bad for the people over there.
I'm surprised nobody came over and said anything. And you know what it's from my college days. It smelled like nasty weed. It really did. If you've ever heard stinkweed, that's what it smelled like. And we were, I mean, Nick, I'm sorry, but you had been bathing in that crap for days in that smoke, and it was stinky, and not one of my neighbors came out and said anything. We're out there with a film crew lighting stuff on fire, using torches and everything else. Not one neighbor came over to ask me what I was doing. Is that weird?
It just makes me wonder what they've got going at their house.
Yeah, or how often we do that crap.
I was just happy they didn't call the fire department.
Yeah, because there was a lot of smoke.
That was, it looked like you lit the entire acre on fire.
I was coughing up like blood.
So how did he smell for how,
We had to lay him out to air out for a couple days on the clothesline.
Did you get rid of the clothes? I mean, it was pretty bad.
No, I used a lot of detergent.
Did you?
Well, did I tell the story already about going in the convenience store?
Yes.
I did.
Yes. On a different episode.
Are you high?
Well, and it did. It smelled like weed.
I don't know. Well, I know what weed smells like. I don't know what it tastes like.
I didn't inhale.
Oh, gosh.
So, all right. Let's go to afterthoughts. You watched the show. What's the most disappointing thing?
Most disappointing is not hearing Hostile Hair once in the entire episode.
Yeah.
That smashed me.
Yeah.
All of that work, all of the benefit to Sharp Entertainment and Doomsday Preppers, and they couldn't give me one moment.
Well, and I guess their excuse is, well, we don't advertise, for people, but that was kind of the story, and that's kind of what was.
Yeah. Well, and
they made it sound like that was going to happen.
That's the thing is, when they were vetting me, when they were going through the process, I had to sign waivers so that they could use my logo, and everything, and they didn't touch on it.
And it wasn't very educational.
No, it wasn't educational at all. It was just like, oh, this guy's using rabbits to prep. Yeah. Here, let's go to somebody's blowing up raccoons. It was just boom, boom, something else.
Right.
But I don't know. Shri, you're used to disappointment. What was...
Thank you.
Wow.
That was actually an insult to me, but,
Yeah, well, I picked you, so...
That's right.
I don't know. I guess, for me, like, the whole time we were filming, the one part of the filming that I had a really hard time doing was when they asked me to list off all the different types of ways we've had rabbits. Cause myself, I felt like Bubba Gump over here listing all of my rabbit menus. That took like 500 takes, by the way. And they take the one take where I finally am just like so done that I make fun of it and come up with my cook to perfection.
And
they put it on everything.
They put it in the commercial.
It was awesome.
I guess that was like my one thing, because I was like, I had so many other things that I wanted to say, or things that I did say, or other lines, and they picked the one I did not want to do.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw that commercial. I recorded it on my phone.
Yes.
And I texted Nick.
And mocked me on Facebook, thank you.
Yeah, but is that the first time you had seen it? Or had you seen
No,
it?
that was
the first time you saw it.
I knew when he walked in and I was cooking in the kitchen and he says, honey, will you still love me after you watch this? It was going to be bad. And he followed that up with, I'm really sorry.
And this is why I've been sleeping on the couch for the last couple of nights.
So would you do it again?
I would make them sign a contract that my name would be mentioned.
So with other people that are thinking of going on Doomsday, what's the advice?
If you want attention, if you want to be a little edgy, do it.
Yeah.
If you don't, or if your intention is to teach people how to prep, you're wasting your time. If you want to be entertaining, yeah, you're going to get some people to laugh. You're going to get a lot of people making fun of you.
All the work you put in? Because I don't think people understand the amount of work that went into that whole thing. You were exhausted.
I took a day off work
and days of filming.
Yeah, and it was forever, and it was late nights.
You're talking 15, 20-hour days, right?
Yeah, it was long days. But they did pay for all the food for the weekend and Monsters. It pumped me full of caffeine.
Yeah.
Kept me going.
How about you, Shuri?
I don't know. I was hesitant from the beginning, so I think given the choice again to do it, I would have made us wait a little bit longer and been a little more prepared for them coming into film. I think both, physically ready with having, everything property-wise done and mentally ready. I mean, it's a very big commitment when you're getting ready to do that. I mean, it was full 3 days of filming. I work, a 40-hour a week too, just like most people. And so I probably would have taken a couple days off beforehand to be rested, because the last night we filmed, we finished at like midnight, 1 a.m. So I think that if you're going to do it, don't do it on a whim. You want to make sure that you are prepared to show people you're prepared. See,
if that argument was what you would have made in the beginning, because you kind of came off as the mom from Carrie. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you.
And they all laughed at you. I don't know.
Nick, though.
I don't know if you were in that room when we watched that, but everybody was laughing, and it was at you.
No, it was with me, right? Because that's what people do. They laugh with me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
So, Angie, would you let them come film again?
Yeah. I'm open to that,
Would you be on it if they called and said, we want
EcoPod? Help them
EcoPod?
out, so.
Well, yeah, we were happy to help them out, obviously. And it didn't.
Would I be on it? Is that what you asked?
After watching what they went through?
I guess there would be a few stipulations that would have to be in ink and signed by both parties, because I would be worried that they intentionally try to take smart and intelligent people and dumb them down, and what they did to Nick about not listing hostile hair is such a big part of your story, I don't think that was right either. So I would consider it, but there would have to be a lot of contracts back and forth with agreements ahead of time. And I don't know if I would want them showing a lot of the house, because that's kind of a private area. And
all the filming in our house was done outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the show that was outside was our house, and inside was your house. So it was kind of interesting, because they show your stucco wall, and then they show the paneling on the side that's a different color. I'm like, okay.
Backyard looks a little different than my house than the front yard.
That was one of the producers' concerns, but in order to make the show work, that's what we settled with, because you guys saved the show. And Nick.
It's not going to happen without it.
Yeah, no, you guys really pulled through, and that was awesome of you guys to step up and do that for us, because it was very last minute on our part to ask you to do that, and you guys were awesome about it, so thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what friends are for. Sure, our yard may be a little dirty, but hey, come on over.
Yeah, our yard was not really prepared either,
yeah.
but hey, I don't care that much. We live out in the desert, and I don't have an HOA that's going to come knocking on my door once the episode airs saying you need to get this stuff out of here. So I think that's a big difference.
I don't think our HOA's got the cojones to go and knock on my door.
Not after that, right? With a flamethrower.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me light this thing up. Oh, gosh. That part at the end, though, when it panned over and...
Yeah, did you hit the camera with that flame?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I hit the...
Did you melt it or anything?
Well, it's a GoPro. And
that was a GoPro.
Yeah, and the cover of it, yeah, I scorched it. It was awesome.
I didn't know if that... I thought that was one of the big cameras. I was like,
No. They wouldn't let me shoot. Yeah. Oh, wow.
That was a good video for a GoPro. They've got...
I want to get one.
I've got a GoPro. I love it.
Well, what's funny is they taped a GoPro to the dash of my truck and left it and left town.
Right.
And it was just stuck there. I'm like, oh, man, I so badly just want to keep this.
It was a nice one. That was the big...
Yeah, it was the
brand new
like
3
500.
Yeah,
$500
HD3. Yeah, nice.
But, no, I was honest. I was like, y'all want your camera back? Oh, yeah, could you send that to us? You pay for shipping. Sons of... No, I'm just kidding.
Because they didn't pay for some other things.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they said they were going to pay for some stuff, but since I didn't have the receipt on the generator, they wouldn't pay for it. So there's $400 out of my butt. Gone.
I'm sure your wife was very pleased with you.
Yeah. Well, at least we're making good use of the generator. Where is it?
Yeah. It's in my house, and I can't even use it because it's got no damn carburetor on it. And it's really a pain in the butt to get the gasifier fired up if you want a generator, too. I mean, at least I've got it there if I needed it, but yeah.
We got to work on that again. As soon as it cools off.
I want that thing to run.
As soon as it cools off, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So, goals going forward from what we learned from the Doomsday Preppers. Not everything is what it seems. People in TV are liars.
It's reality TV.
Yeah. But I did like that there was...
I was just going to say reality TV isn't reality.
No, it's what they want it to be.
It is definitely all made up fan fiction.
Yeah.
No, Nick really does call me a dork.
Well,
yeah.
Not all of it was made up.
The part where I cooked dinner, that was totally made up.
That was...
I'll be honest.
I like that scene too. And you guys are at the kitchen sink and you look so cute together. And she's like, I think that's poop. No, maybe that is poop.
That was awesome.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Yeah. That, the bloody hands.
Yeah,
and the awesome, the cooked to perfection. That was like those 3 things.
What they didn't show was Cherie clearing the chest cavity of the rabbit. She cuts it down, reaches in to grab out the heart and lungs, and pokes the heart and squirts blood out of the chest cavity and onto her chest. It was awesome.
Which is why you had blood-covered hands.
Yes.
Oh.
Those of you who are gutting a rabbit for the first time, don't make that same mistake.
Tenderly pull the heart out. Don't just go reaching in there willy-nilly. It'll get you.
Yeah, it will. So, Cherie, have you cleaned any more? Or is that just his job now?
That's his job now. Yeah. And he cooks them, too.
But you know you're comfortable with doing it?
Yes.
That's all I wanted, baby. You didn't know how to feed yourself if I was gone. All right. What else do we have coming up?
Nothing. Nothing. No, we've got coming up August 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Ange?
Is it that far down now? August 23rd? Yeah.
Is that when the Gompers thing is?
Oh, yeah. Gompers is August. Sorry. Yes, August 23rd is the Gompers event.
When you swing in the chair, the voice goes, ooh.
Sorry.
It's so much more fun that way.
It really is. Okay, yes. August 23rd is the Gompers event, the airing of Food Patriots to benefit the Gompers Garden Center.
And Nick and Cherie are going to be there. Cherie, you're going to help volunteer in the snack bar, right? Nick told you all about that?
Everything.
Just say yes, woman.
In other words, no.
I asked him like 4 times.
I told her.
Surprise!
I asked her.
Did you know you're working with me that day?
Let's see.
It was hilarious because, like, would you help us? Would you volunteer? And she's like, well, what is it? And she kept asking all these questions. I said, well, Angie'll be there. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, it did sound like that.
So, and I was like, oh, besties. She hit me.
He deserved it. So we need a couple more volunteers if anybody wants to come. Now, the event is free, so you can come anyway and not volunteer. But we need more people to sign up.
Yes.
So
yes, we do.
Go to the Facebook, events, We Grow Ours, events, sign up. I'm sure Nick will share it again on his site. But we want to sell some more tickets. It's free. Sign up a group of people, bring everybody you can, donate at the door. That's the deal. If you've got 50 cents in your pocket, great. If you've got a lot more, that's even better. But come, watch the movie. We can, fit a limited number of people, but we've got some seats left. We want to fill the place up. This is to, build a garden, or improve the garden over at Gompers, which is a nonprofit, been around for 70 plus years. Just history at this company, and they need the help. So with the financial woes of the country right now, the nonprofits are suffering, and this is the time that the community needs to step in.
That's right.
So please come help. So what else?
Well, the new Hostile Hair website is up and running.
Yeah.
Thank you to the good man at CMIT.
Yeah. So, and you're giving away a flamethrower. Plans.
The plans. I don't think I can legally produce a flamethrower and give it away.
Yeah.
We're going to just nix that.
So you're going to be giving away some plans on there. You can sign up for the newsletter and get the plans. Is that the way it works? There's
a pop-up of my fat rear end holding the flamethrower. It says, you want to burn stuff? Or let's burn stuff. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, if you sign up for the newsletter, we'll get you the plans of the flamethrower.
I can hear you.
Oh.
They're over there whispering.
Would you like to?
Do you want to share with the whole class?
No.
Do you really want me to?
Watch it be. I'm not going to even say that.
All right, so we're going to be doing that. You're giving away a flamethrower on hostilehair.com. I think it's also underneath another tab there. So go explore that site.
Fun.
Yeah,
fun.
And
It's
fun.
in there.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. There's some videos of the gasifier.
That's right. And some happy ducks.
Some happy ducks, yeah.
Eating
That's all
garlic.
under fun. If you go under About Hostile Hair, you'll see a statement to animal rights activists.
That's right.
So I posted that up there for you. So definitely if you've got people that are saying, oh, they're too cute and fluffy, you got to go watch Nick talk to them. It's kind of funny. So
That was cordial.
yeah. And then the podcast is on your site too.
That's right.
The latest 2 episodes are under podcast, and those are updated as soon as we come out with a new podcast. Imagine that. Fitting.
How it's labeled podcast.
All right. I'm going to go through my whole closing thing. Anything else, ladies? I take that
Not
as
that I can think of.
All right.
No. All right.
So on the website at WeGrowOurs.com, Facebook.com/WeGrowOurs, Twitter.com/WeGrowOurs, and YouTube. I still don't know the channel, so just go to YouTube and search We Grow Ours. I almost forgot. We have sponsors.
We have sponsors.
We do. Bud Out E6.
Oh, yeah.
3 Valley locations. Go to our website, check them out. If you're still smoking, stop and go see them. They'll help you. My Lavender Life, which is my lovely wife for her essential oils. And we're going to have her on the show coming up, teaching kind of a basic essential oils class, Essential Oils 101, how to treat Ebola. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. You're going to be talking. I saw you already posted about what the treatment regimen was for that, didn't you?
Well, yes.
So you're going to teach us about that. We got Ebola coming to the U.S., so you're going to teach us about that, right?
Sure.
Okay. So she's going to do a little lavender class on episode with us. We've got Hostile Hair is the other sponsor, and then EcoPod Gardens, and go check those out at our website. We need to support everybody. So
We may be getting another sponsor
Ooh.
A recipe book called Mrs. Klein's So Hot Mix, Cooked to Perfection.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I think I know what the cover should look like right now. In fact, I've got the perfect picture for the cover of that book.
Awesome.
I definitely will get a little graphic made up for that. Yeah.
Sweet.
That's going on our show page.
Well, I have a recipes tab at hostlehair.com. I think we're going to change that to Mrs. Klein's So Hot Mix.
That's right. And then I'll have a little cooked perfection.
Perfect.
Oh, that's funny.
On that note, shall we leave them be?
I suppose so.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
What will you do when your stored supplies run out? Are you prepared? Hostile Hair provides equipment and education you need to control your own infinite food supply. We have live food storage systems, rabbits, quail, and other urban livestock for any situation and strategy. Don't be limited by what's on the shelves. Get started with an infinite food source today. Get prepped, stay fed with Hostile Hair. Call 480-331-3761 or visit hostlehair.com.